Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're new here, hello, welcome. If you're returning viewer, welcome back. Hi guys. So, I know my channel name is Cheryl Reads All the Books. Lately I've been in a reading slump. I haven't been reading a lot. Mostly it's because of health problems, but I just don't feel like reading. So, I thought I would do a little sit-down video. I just realized I'm not looking at the camera. Hi. So, I decided to do the top 10 books I've read this year so far. So, first, get the disclaimers out of the way. I do have Tourette syndrome, so I will possibly be doing tics. I do little movements. My most common ones where I open my mouth and do this weird little grin. It looks awful, and it hurts, but it's a tic. I can't help it. I also do vocal ones, which are little noises, but I don't usually do them on video. But just in case you hear them, I can't help it. I have Tourette. If it bothers you, do leave. It's fine. You don't have to watch the video, but please do refrain from leaving any comments that I could take as offensive or rude to someone who has Tourette. Really appreciate it. We can't help it. We live with it every day. It's not a fun disease like people tend to pretend it is on TikTok. It's not fun. Anyways, that said, I also have my dog, my roommate's dog with me, and hopefully she won't bark. I will pause it if she does bark, but I apologize for any barking you might hear. She has a very loud and vicious sounding bark, but she's an angel. She's a sweet dog, so hopefully she'll sleep through this whole thing, but let's get started. Top 10 books I've read this year. Now, this order, I put in order from 10 to 1, the 1 being the best. It could change at any time, because I've read some good books this year, some really good books. I've got my phone here, and I will put the picture probably on this side. We will see. First I have, and all these books I read from the library, except for one I owned. So, which I didn't bring it down, so I'll have to show the picture of it, but I do own it. Okay. Number 10 in the order from 10 to 1 is, and these are all like 4 or 5 stars. I can't stop thinking about them. Number 10 is a coast mystery called I Died for Beauty. This is by Amanda Flower, and it is the third and final book in the Emily Dickinson mystery series, cozy mystery series. This follows, I believe her name is Willa, if I remember correctly. And she is a maid / best friend to Emily Dickinson, who, if you know who Emily Dickinson, she was a real person. And she's fictionalized in this book. And the Willa, I believe her name is Willa, I'm not sure, but she is the maid and best friend of her. I already said that. I just got distracted for a minute, sorry. And she solves crimes with Emily Dickinson. It's a great series. This particular one, I Died for Beauty, is the finale, and it was my favorite out of all 3. So this one, we're just going to call her Willa because I can't remember her name. And she is from an Irish background in America. And back in the 1880s, 1890s, it's historical. And so the Irish weren't treated very well back then. And they come across a fire at a neighbor's house. And the people who lived there were Irish immigrants. And a little girl is orphaned. And Willa and Emily take the little girl in to look after her until they can find her family, like relatives, to take her. And in the meantime, Willa and this girl just create a great bond. And I love that. I love the bond between them. I think that's my favorite part. The mystery is who set the fire and what happened there. It was a great book. I really enjoyed it. The mystery was really well done. I don't think I figured out who the killer was until it was revealed or just about to be revealed. And the romance subplot line, which is very subplot. It's very subplot. There's hardly any romance in the book. But there was a little ending to a little bit of it, and I loved the ending. Loved it. I thought it was really well done. I think it wrapped up the whole series really well. And I'm sad that there's no more in the series. So that's number 10, I Died for Beauty by Amanda Flower. Number 9 is Godmersham Park by Jill Hornby. This is a what is it called? Literature fiction. That's what it's called. And it is about a downstairs person or a maid. Or no, it's about the nanny. Not nanny. It wasn't used. That word wasn't used. It's in Jane Austen's time, and it's the governess. Is that the name they used? I can't remember. But the governess to Jane Austen's niece. So it takes place at her brother's house, which he was very wealthy in the historical sense. I mean, you know who Jane Austen is. The historical sense, he was given to another family to raise when he was young, and because they couldn't have children, and they raised him, and he was very wealthy at the time. So this is his daughter and her nanny, her governess. And it's that story. Now, it does have Jane Austen in it, which I thought was really good. It does have a romance plot, which was pretty good. There is a bit of LGBTQ in it. Plus, there was a little bit of it in there. It's stated. It's not graphic, but it's stated. And that was good. I mean, it was really good. I enjoyed that book. I thought it was really good. It took me quite a while to read it, but not because it wasn't good. It was just very, I was in a reading slump, but it was really good. And then following that is another book by Jill Hornby, another one by, about Jane Austen. It's called Miss Austen, and that book is about Cassie Austen, oh, I'm so sorry, who is, Jane Austen's very close sister, and it has Jane Austen in the book as well. These are all fiction, but it's based on real life, and, I guess you could call them historical fiction too. To me, it's more literature than historical, but you know. And I really enjoyed that one too. Learning Cassandra's story was really good, and you learn about Jane's life through that as well. I got to reread it because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And again, that's by Jill Hornby. That's Miss Austen. Number 7 is another, I would call, historical fiction, lit fic type book. I read a lot of them this year, is Wayward by Amelia Hart. This is the first book I read from Amelia Hart. It's her debut, and I loved it. So this book is about a lady. It's got 3 different timelines. It's got a timeline in the 1700s. It's got a timeline in the 1800s and a timeline in the 2000s. Something like that. And in the 1700s, it's when the Salem witch trials took place, and there's a woman who is being accused and being held in, being accused of being a witch. And then in the next timeline, it's a young lady who is being married off to someone by her family, and she finds evidence that her mother was a witch. And then the third timeline, which is the present day, it follows another woman who's getting out of an abusive relationship. So trigger warning for physical abuse. It is on page. And she goes to this house where her great aunt or someone lived and had died and had given to her. So she goes there and she learns more about the past. And all 3 of these timelines connect in some way. It was really good. There is a bit of magical realism in it. Not a lot, but just a little bit. A little bit in that they talk about nature and about nature magic and how. At first, I thought it was too magical for me because it was more witchy, but then I realized a lot of the talk they were talking about is basically just natural herbs. And then there was a bit of magical realism right at the end. There is a talk of essay, the R word, in one of the timelines. That does happen. It is not on page, but it is stated that she was R word. I believe there's 2 times that is mentioned, 1 at least that I remember. And it's a very hard book to read, but very good, very beautiful. The writing was superb. It was so good. The writing was beautiful, and I really enjoyed it. In fact, I have another book of hers. Did I have another book of hers? No, I don't. I did read another book of hers, her newest book, The Sirens, which was also very good, but it's not on this list. Number 6 was Dead Tired by Kat Ailes. I have talked at nauseam about this book. This is the second book in the Expecting Detective series, mystery series. It follows, in the first book, which is the Expecting Detectives, that's hard to say. It follows 4 women. One woman who moves to a small town that is very, has a lot of natural herbs type thing, and kind of, you know, like yoga and stuff like that. It's a very healthy town. And she moves there with her boyfriend, and she is pregnant, and might be her husband, I'm not sure. I don't think they're married in the first book. They might be, I'm not sure. And she meets other women who are pregnant, and they go to this kind of a Lamaze class, but different. And the owner of... Okay, Rosie just moved my computer. Thank you, Rosie. I'm just going to pet her just to calm her down a bit. She's happy. She just sighed. I hope you could hear that. She sighs when she's happy. It's so funny. Anyways, who was I saying? Oh, yeah, so she goes to this Lamaze type class, but it's more natural. Kind of, I would call it New Age type thing. And she goes there, and she meets some other women who are pregnant, and then they're all due around the same time, and I believe it was the business where it's the class is taking place, the owner that is killed, and the woman figured, oh, we have nothing else to do, we're going to solve this murder, and it's hilarious. And in the second book, which is the one I have on my list that I read this year, which is Dead Tired, the kids are all about a year old, so it's been a year later. And I just love this book. They're solving another murder. They take part in a, protest. I can't think. In a protest where they are chained to trees, and everybody's chained to the trees, and someone gets murdered in the middle of the night when everyone's sleeping. So how did that person get murdered when everyone's chained up? We don't know. I mean, I know because I read the book, but it is hilarious. That book is so good. The murder mystery was really good, but also the friendship between the women were so good. I think there's four or 5 women that are friends through that. Their kids were so relatable. I am a babysitter nanny, now dog sitter onto that, and the kids were very much, I mean, you could tell the author's a mother or something, because the kids were very relatable, and I love that part. I just cackled at some of the antics the kids did, and at the parents' reactions. A lot of times they were just like, what can we do? I mean, they're kids, they're going to do this, you know, and it's fun. It's, you know, embarrassing things kids say and do in public. It was so good. I loved it. It wasn't cheesy in my mind, because kids do that. I've had those things happen to me. Not in the situations that they got themselves into, but I've had those kinds of things happen to me when I'm looking after kids in public, and it's hilarious. So that is I just turned my phone off. Okay, so that was number 6, Dead Tired by Kat Ailes. Number 5 is The Queens of Crime by Marie Benedict. This book follows the Queens of Crime, which were the Golden Age mystery writers, which were Agatha Christie, Niall Marsh, Dorothy L. Sayers, and 2 more. Sorry for the noise. 2 more. I can't remember their names. No, I can't remember their names. There were 5. In this particular book, there were 5. In another book I read, there were only 4. I don't know. I think there were 5 in this book. I read this in the beginning of the year, and I don't remember much about it, except that I loved it. It follows those queens of crime as they are trying to get into the detective agency. Detective... You know that club they were in? Detective club? Whatever that club that Christy was part of? They're trying to get into that. It's based on true events of certain things, but some of it was fictionalized, and the author took creative merit. But they were trying to get into the detective club, and the men didn't want the woman in there, so they decide that they're going to solve a real murder to prove to them that they deserve to be in the detective club. And the murder that happens did happen in real life. It says in the notes on the end. You should read the notes at the end of the book. It's very extensive about what was real, what happened in real life, and what didn't. And I believe the author, Marie Benedict, I believe there's another author that helped her read it. The picture will be up there, but I forget what I was going to say. Anyways, passing thought, gone, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Oh, I know what I was going to say. The murder that happened in the book happened in real life, and Dorothy L. Sayers was part of the people who went to help solve it. They did not solve it, but Dorothy L. Sayers was part of the group who went to solve it, if that makes sense. And so... yeah, it was really interesting. They solve it in this book. It was really good. Trigger warning for... I don't really want to say what the trigger is because it's kind of a spoiler. But if you need to know the trigger for it, let me know and give me your, some way to contact you on email, or send me an email. That's what I'm saying. Send me an email if you want to know the spoiler, and I will spoil it for you. It's just one part of it that was very hard for me to read, and just so you know, there is a spoiler, a trigger there. It involves why the murder happened, so I don't really want to say it in case you want to go into it blind, but if you do want to know, my email address is in my homepage underneath my little thing where I talk about myself. Just click the more button and it'll show you my email address. You can email me and ask me, but please, don't email me rude comments or anything. I got one email that was just so rude. I don't need that. Anyways, but if you would like to know the trigger, I'd be willing to tell you. I just don't want to tell you on video. And then, so that's The Queen of Crime by Marie Benedict. Number 4 is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Is that the right book, The Queens of Crime, or was that the other book I read? I'll have to check. Hang on one second. Okay, I just had to check and make sure that was the right book I was talking about, because I've read 2 books. One was called Four Queens of Crime, something like that, and then this one's called Queens of Crime. This is the one I was talking about, so we're okay. And the Queens of Crime are Agatha Christie, Dorothy L. Sayers, Niall Marsh, Marjorie Allingham, and Baroness Emmy Orczy. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, so we got it right. But I put the right book down. Okay, so, yeah. And then number 4, we're getting the top 4. Number 4, I put Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This book I listened to on audio and loved it. Julia Wayland narrated it, and she's like one of my favorite narrators of audiobooks. And this book is a romance book. It is got a lot of emotional parts in it as well, though. And in this book, we follow a guy, which I forget his name, and a girl, which I forget her name. And the girl is a travel nurse, and so she sees on Reddit a post from this guy saying, hey, every time I go on a date, every time I fall in love or, date someone, we break up, and then right immediately they meet the person of their dreams. So the girl's like, well, I do that too. I think her name was Emma. And she's like, that happens to me too. So her friend says, why don't you message him and tell him? So she responded to the Reddit article and said, hey, that happens to me too. And this starts a friendship, flirty kind of friendship between them. And then she decides, he invites her to come up to stay in the area where he lives. And he says, hey, let's fake date. Let's just date for a while and then break up. And then we'll meet our forever person. And the curse will be broken. Which is kind of silly. But they decide to do that. She and her friend get a job at the hospital up there. And it's all about their romance. In the meantime, the guy, can't remember his name, is it Justin? I can't remember, it started with a J. He is kind of going through a crisis because his mother is going to jail. And he has to take custody of his two kids? 3 kids, I don't know, brothers and sisters. And he has to raise them. And it's hard for him. He has to give up his whole life. And then Emma also deals with a mother who is mentally ill and gets in a relationship that is not good. And it's all about how to forgive your parents and how to move on and live your life and not live for your parents, kind of thing. And it was a really good book. The parent relationship was really well done with the mental illness part in it. I would recommend you look up trigger warnings for that, as well, as there are quite a few trigger warnings for that. Again, the one mother is going to jail. That's not a spoiler, but she is going to jail. And so there's that. There's the mental illness with the girl's mother, and how the two can be together if they're good. She travels because she doesn't like staying in one place because for different past reasons, and they learn to love each other. It's just such a beautiful book. There is a sexy time scene in it. I think there are 2 sexy time scenes in it, so if you want a clean romance, this is not it. I wouldn't say they were too graphic, but there is some sexy times. And there's also connections to Yours Truly and Part of Your World, which are the other 2 books in the series. I would recommend reading those first, Part of Your World first, and then Yours Truly, to get the connection. But if you're not worried about the connection, you can read Just for the Summer, no problem. Okay, so that was number 4, Just for the Summer. We're up to the top 3. So number 3, I have Shady Hollow by Juno Black. Juno Black is a two friends. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Two author duo, and they use the pen name Juno Black, and they wrote a series about a cozy mystery series, basically, but it's not really cozy. I wouldn't call it cozy. Kinda is. Anyways, it's woodland animals like foxes, bears, elks, moose, squirrels, all that, and they talk and walk like human beings, and they solve murders in a small little town where they all live. I know, it sounds ridiculous, but it's really good. I read the whole series so far that are out. I'm waiting for book 6 now, I think it is. I am loving it. They're very short books, very easy to read. I love them so much. I listen to them audio. They are so good. If you can get past the realization that these are animals, they're not people. It's such a fun series. Now, I wouldn't recommend it for kids because it does have adult issues in it to do with the murders, like affairs, divorces, things like that. Money, financial issues. So I don't think they're made for kids. I would say young adults are okay, from like 13 or 14 up, I think would be okay, maybe 15. But there are no graphic scenes of violence. The murder does happen, but they stumble across the murder, so it's like a cozy in that way. I really enjoyed it. It takes a while to get used to the fact that these are animals and they remind you that they're animals. It's still really good. I really enjoyed it. Oh, I just got a message. Okay. And then number 2, we got Murder by Cheesecake by Rachel Ekstrom Courage. This was a Golden Girls cozy mystery, and I loved it. It was so good. It's the first in a series, and it was so good. It had the TV show Golden Girls. It had all the characters from that in it. It was so good. The murder mystery was really good. So in this one, Betty White's character, Rose, is planning a wedding for a niece or something. And they have cheesecake that they made for the wedding. And a body is found at the hotel where all the guests are staying. And it was such a hilarious book. The murder mystery was really good. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And I could hear and see the actresses from the TV show on it. It was just so good. And my top book this year, I bet you can guess. Yes, it is the book that I own, but it's up there. It is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. Did you guess it? I'm sure you did. That was the last book in the Throne of Glass series, and I can't talk much about it because it just wraps up the whole series. It is a very long book, but it's so good. Throne of Glass, if you don't know, where have you been? But it follows, oh, I'm so sorry. It follows Selena. In the first book, we have Selena, and she is an assassin, and she gets thrown in a salt mine, which is basically a slavery mine, and to get her freedom back, she has to join a competition where she has to, oh, hi baby, Rosie's just moving here. She has to join a competition to become the king's assassin, and so there are fae, there are creatures. It's dark at times. There's a romance. There's quite a few romances in the series. There's like 8 books in the series. Recommend it. It is so good. I love that series, but I kind of want to reread it. But yeah, those are my top 10 books I've read so far in 2025 as of July 7th. July 15th. I can read. July 15th. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.